welcome to the GSL Code A. We are in our afternoon session of day 1 of the second round. I guess you could call it round 2-2 of day 1. I don't know. They always have these different Mario Brothers sounding names for the Code A. It throws me off a little bit, but we're in the round of 32, which is the second round, which means anyone who loses today goes to the up and downs, but will stay in Code A if they lose in the up and downs. They're not out.
Nope. They're not, and today that's actually a really, really good thing because, well, we have the same problem in the round of 48 when we have top players facing each other and one of them will drop down to Code B, but today we have a couple of really sick matches. My favorite is actually Creator against jjakji. This is going to be so insane.
Yeah, that's going to be quite insane. A lot of people are looking forward to Thorzane playing up against his teammate JYP later on as well. So
I'm a little bit sad that they face each other.
Yeah, well, it's an unfortunate bracket situation for them. There's nothing to do, and we talked about this briefly last week, but in the case of a team kill, there's multiple ways to look at it. Of course, you want both your players to advance, but in this case, at least one of them will for sure advance. So it'll be one EG player in the final round of Code A, so something to think about. That means that one of them, if they win, the third round might have the opportunity of getting straight into Code S, which would be quite nice to skip the up and downs.
And JYP just showed in the team league in what kind of extraordinary shape he's in, so this will not going to be easy for Thorzane. But we are having a quick look at today's matches first.
Yep, taking a look, put them up on screen, looking at the results, I think, of the matches from earlier today, as well as the scheduled matches for today. And here they are. Well, not yet. Don't forget. You guys, how could you forget? We're going to have the Team League Finals and Code S Finals at Haeundae in Busan.
Next week.
Yep, next week, so do not miss it. If you're not coming here, I'm sorry, but also make sure you watch at home. When high quality, who watches finals in low quality? And who watches finals alone? I want you guys to make parties at universities.
We need bar crafts.
Yeah, bar crafts, whatever you want. Just make it happen.
I guess we're having a look at the results. I'm not quite sure. There's a lot of commotion going on in the production room.
You can just see the breakdown of race from the rounds. See how they've differed from season to season this year. Protoss on the decline, actually, more significantly, and Zerg kind of staying somewhat the same. Terran's slight increase,
decrease. That is the current season, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, since the first season.
Oh, yeah, of course. In comparison to the first season, that's true. In comparison to the last season, Terran with 63%.
Yeah, back on the way down.
Actually, still the race where most of the players advance.
Yep, that's actually true.
Pretty interesting.
I mean, an insane high win rate there. I feel like at this level of Korean play, it makes sense to me that Terrans are advancing the most. A lot of the Terrans we have in Code A right now have fallen from Code S, so they're all just formers. Like, for example, the STC. You can look at Happy as well. These are just some examples. These are matches earlier today, so if you're going to watch the VODs later or something like that, don't listen to these results, but we're going to put the results up and interviews.
스타테일의 김명일 선수입니다. 오늘
StarTale Hack, one of our advancing players.
이기게 됐는데 패태 솔직히 걱정을 많이 했었는데 이렇게 이기게 돼서 정말 기쁘고요. 3라운드 이제 테란전아님 토스전인데 그 어떤 종족이 나오더라도 연습해가지고 꼭 진출해서 S 치킨할 수 있도록 노력하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 안녕하세요. TSA 소속 고석형입니다. 오늘 2라운드를 좀 상쾌하게 이겨서 기분이 좋은데요. 남은 3라운드도 준비 잘해서 꼭 코드 S 진출하도록 하겠습니다. 많이 응원해주세요. 파이팅!
Hyun, quite the boss there. By the way, as he just said, cheer for him and support him if you want to do so. His Twitter account is actually TSL Hyun, so you can always check him out on Twitter and add him and support him and tell him that you believe in him. And here are the results of the early session. We had for GG, he withdrew due to personal reasons, therefore the SCC advances. Hart, Hack and Hyun, other players were able to defeat their opponent with 2-0.
Yep, and as you mentioned, we are starting with jjakji versus Creator.
Sick game.
Some people say save the best for last, others put it first. We have Gumiho against Bomber, which all should be really exciting to watch as well. Top-notch TVT there. Vampire versus Suho Shin. Vampire able to take out a Zerg in the first round. We can see if he is able to take out Line.
Vampire actually won against Boom, so he won against a very strong Zerg player. Now he has to face Line, as you just pointed out. And the last match of the day will be the EG battle. JYP against Thorzane.
That should be quite exciting to see. Thorzane, obviously a top-notch foreigner. That's why he's here. That's why he was given a Code S spot.
I was actually talking to Sella earlier about the matches, and there was, Sella was, okay, I can't go home after the first game, I have to wait. And I was like, what are you waiting for? And he pronounced, apparently they call Thorzane just Sane. He shortened it a little bit. And he had to repeat it like 5 times because every single time he tried to say it, I understood Jane. So for me, Thorzane will just stay Jane for the near future.
Well, our first match, man, there's not much to say about it except just look at those 2 faces. Seriously, just look at the faces. Actually, if you're looking at your computer screen right now, I want you to cover up the up and down the rankings, the records, cover them up with your arm, and just look at those faces and think about what's about to happen.
I'll tell you the truth, Wolf. For me, both of them belong in Code S. This is just jjakji and Creator. To me, both of them definitely belong in Code S. And I'm a little bit unhappy. We have this situation over and over again every single time in the round of 48, but today in the second round as well, that one of the players will advance, the other one will, well, not go down, but today play in the up and down matches. But I hope that both of them will make it in the end. Here they are, jjakji and Creator.
Oh, look at that new Prime jersey, by the way. We got to see kind of the beginnings of this, almost like the prototype when Byun played in the round of 8, but now I'm seeing it in full form and it looks really good.
Yeah.
He's even got the Prime neck thing going around. I don't know what to say. That's a sick Prime collar going on. Look at that. All right, Creator versus jjakji, game number 1. We're joining into it right now here at the GSL Code.
Yeah, being greeted here by the loading screen, so I hope that everything will be alright and that not one of the players dropped. No, here we go. The game has started, ladies and gentlemen. Our first match of the day, Terran versus Protoss. And, well, our Terran player is starting to the bottom left of the map. He's starting for NS Hoso, and it is
NS Hoso jjakji.
a former GSL champion, a very, very strong Terran player. In the GSTL, he was not able to defeat FXO. It was a really stony road that he had to walk, and he was able to take down, I think, 3 of the FXO players. But in the end, it was kind of a rematch when he had to face Lenok, and Lenok was able to take him down. His opponent today, though, is not a Zerg. No, it's a Protoss player. Starting with the bottom right in the blue, we have him starting for the Prime team. It is
Creator Prime.
And Creator, I casted a few games that he played. He actually won one of the Gigabyte tournaments, the online tournament, and he had to face Lenok. He defeated Lenok with 3-0. He had to face his own teammate. He played against Marine King. He defeated Marine King with 3-1. And in the final, he had to face another Zerg player, this time from Europe. He had no problems defeating Nurchio as well. And just his play against Marine King, against Terran in general, this is really just epic. This guy is so strong.
Yeah,
it is unbelievable.
As long as he's not losing too many observers and making sure that he doesn't die to that Marine King 2 medevac timing attack, he's a pretty top-notch player. Everything else he does is practically perfect.
What impressed me so much in the games against Marine King was that in 2 of the games that he won, he was actually behind. He was way behind his opponent, and it looked like Marine King would win the series for sure. I talked afterwards to Todd. I talked with Naniwa about it because both of them were watching. And they were both like, how did he win this? It was actually so surprising. They both thought he would lose those games for sure, but he pulled it around. So jjakji has to be very careful how he approaches this match. Even if you have a lead against Creator, you should never underestimate him. He will punish you.
I have a question for you, Calder. Now, this does take, it takes into consideration some of what you already said, but do you think that Prime is the most stylish StarCraft 2 team right now? Do you think that's a statement that we can make at this point in time?
I have to say that the new shirt, I think it's kind of cool, but I don't like it that much. I like those Jedi hoodies that Marine King always wear.
I like that as well.
I like them a lot more. And I think that, yeah, but they have pretty cool equipment, but MVPs, for me, they are up there as well. Actually, a lot of the Korean teams just lately changed their equipment and their clothing, and I think the Korean teams look pretty cool.
Okay.
Just in general.
I just want to hear your opinion on this. I value it. By the way, Creator has... This is a huge map. This is Whirlwind. We didn't mention the map name specifically, but you guys can see. Creator has not been able to scout anything about what jjakji is doing, and he's got a crazy setup going on over here. He's got Marine at the low ground and on the high ground with a bunker, so there's no way Creator knows what's going on. And in the main base, we have a factory going up. The reactor's already on that first barrack. So he is potentially going to be doing some sort of Marine Tank Banshee type attack here off of one base. And at these positions, it's going to be the best positions he could hope for on this map. But this is not going to be a build anyone would expect on this map. Not with how big it is. The rush distance, even at these positions, is quite large.
And look at this, we have actually Creator trying to sneak in there, and he uses a probe and a zealot, and it mystifies me a little bit that he was actually not trying to sneak past here. His probe was killed immediately. If he wants to pull this off, he has to have the zealot in front so that the zealot actually tanks the damage, and then the probe tries to sneak spy. But he has no idea if there's going to be an expansion or not. Yeah, he knows about the bunker, but that's it.
Exactly, he hasn't gotten enough vision to see if there's a command center there, and it looks like he's considering the run by. There's only 2 Marines in that bunker.
He's pretty hesitant. He doesn't really want to commit to this. If you do it, you just use both your units.
What that does signify to him, though, the small amount of damage on the Stalker tells him that there's a reactor and that there's gas. There would be more Marines otherwise in that bunker, so I'm pretty sure he knows what's up now. He knows at the very least there was a reactor made on that barracks. There's no expand, at least not yet.
Hellion Marauder, they are on their way. He still hides them. When will he move out? Will Creator be ready for this? He actually builds the robotics. He's not adding... Oh, there they are. Double Stargate. I'm sorry, my bad. Oh, look at him.
He sees the Hellions now, and he's doing what he can with his Stalker. Nice micro by jjakji.
Very well done.
He's not going to send any probes down, not until these Hellions have been dealt with.
Yeah, that would be kind of suicidal. He would put himself into a really tough situation, saving the probes, and at the same time microing, of course, also with his units, with his army against those Hellions. And the Hellions, they try to go in here.
Yep, they're starting to damage the Nexus a little bit. He has to be very careful. Does not want to take any additional Stalker shots. Unlike Protoss units, they do not regain health automatically.
He pulls the pain train. The SCVs are on their way. Even if he's not able to get into the main base, he will try to set up a contain as soon as he killed the Nexus. This is what jjakji is hoping for right now.
He's bringing 8 SCVs in total here. Now remember, Creator knows what's up. He saw the Hellions. He knew about the gas since he saw that there were only 2 Marines in the bunker. He's expecting something like this. That's why he's being very cautious right now. Knows he's only mining
lucky. Did you see this? He moves out with a probe, but he actually does not spot the army, but just the smallest of margins. And here we go. He moves up the ramp and tries to take his opponent. The sentry is dead. Oh my god.
He warps in another one.
It's too late.
He needs to trap these Hellions, okay? Does trap them, but the problem is he does not have a lot of damage-dealing units yet. Probes are being pulled here, and there's still Hellions alive. This is not going to go well.
No.
In fact, I think this may just be the end.
Oh my god, jjakji is able to snipe the 1 sentry that Creator actually has, and therefore no block at the choke point. GG! A small misstep by Creator, and it costs him the game right away.
Yep, I mean, he knew everything. He was even, like you said, he missed with the probe what was going on. He didn't know how close he was, but he was mining only at the right side of his natural, far away from where the Hellions would have come in, so he could easily escape with his probes, but he just did not.
Look at jjakji. He knows that with a sentry snipe, he actually got a little bit lucky there. If Creator would have been able to block the ramp, he would probably have lost the Nexus, and it would have been a tough spot for him to be in. But still, it would have been kind of okay. He would have had the chance to come back into this game. As it is, the sentry got sniped by the Hellions. jjakji moves into the main base. The 1 sentry that Creator tries to warp in is a little bit too late, and therefore the Protoss player has to fight on Antigua shipyard, being at a disadvantage.
Indeed. You know, he knew everything that was going on. He just was not able to keep a sentry alive, and he misread the situation. He started to make his simulators and everything else as if he was like, all right, well, he's not going to come yet, or either that, or I misread him. He decided to make those simulators. He moved out with his units at the worst possible moment. A bit of a misfortune, bad luck, but in the end, good play from him already.
By the way, talking again about the clothing style, I actually, as I already said, I like the Jedi outfit. Personally, I could not pull it off, but I like how it's really
I think you
really
could,
cool,
actually.
I don't know, I think it would be awkward. It's not really not really my style.
If Darth Maul can pull it off, dude, so can you.
The NS Hosa, the white one. The white thing, I really like this.
Do you like TSL's old jersey? The old red jacket that says Team SCV Life on it? That's my favorite of all time. That's okay,
but the white one is pretty cool.
That's my favorite of all time, man. It's the sickest. All right, we are going to
MVP
see.
with an army style like he always wears.
That's not even as good.
Picture that stuff on me.
I can see that. All right.